All right, y'all, I'm back with another soup recipe. This one is sausage, sweet potato, and kale soup. It was so incredibly easy to make and so delicious. So let's get into it. We are starting off by dicing one onion, and I did the trick with the glass of water next to me while chopping, and I do feel like it helped a little bit, not totally, but definitely helped. And then we are doing about 1 to 2 shallots. I think I just did one, but feel free to use as much or as little as you want. And I did realize as I was chopping this shallot that I don't think I know how to chop a shallot. Anywho, get some olive oil heating in a big pot and go ahead and add your onion and shallot into that pot. Give it a good stir. And while that's sauteing, I chopped up about 5 cloves of garlic. Measure with your heart on this one, as much or as little garlic as you would like, but I love a lot of garlic. And then while those are sauteing, I peeled and chopped up 1 large sweet potato. I just cut this up into small cubes and then added this to my pot with my onions, garlic, and shallot. Gave that a good stir. And then while this was all kind of cooking together, I added some salt, some pepper, and then in a separate pan, I started cooking my sausage. We did 1 pound of Italian mild sausage, browned that up, and then added that and all the good juices into the pot with our onion and sweet potato. We did 1 whole container of vegetable broth, added that in there. And again, I'll leave all of the ingredients and measurements in the caption below. Then we added in 16 ounces or 2 cups of bone broth. And then to give it some flavor, we also added in 2 whole bay leaves and let those simmer in there. I brought the soup to a boil and then reduced the heat to a simmer for about 15 minutes. And while that was simmering, I got all of my kale off of the stem and just used my hands to kind of chop it up into smaller pieces. Fished out my bay leaves and then added my kale in there. And I put the lid back on and I kind of let this all sit in there for a good 10-15 minutes just to get the kale nice and wilted. Once the soup was all finished cooking, I served this up in a bowl and added some fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano on top. I highly recommend this step. It was so delicious. And to take this recipe to the next level, I recommend having a little piece of toasted sourdough on the side to dip in. This soup is so incredibly easy to make, and it's perfect to reheat for lunches and dinners throughout the week.